Very briefly, one last question about the situation of Jimmy Lai.
Yep.
I know that I understand that you met with the family,
yep.
But did you consider, given that Mr. Lai is a UK national, is his detention a wrongful act against the UK, and why does the government accept China's position that the Vienna Convention does not apply to dual nationals?
Well, what we've said with this case is that we think China should repeal this law. This is a political trial, and they should release Jimmy Lai. On the issue of whether we refer to something specifically as arbitrary detention, there's a whole sort of complex set of legal arguments about whether you should or should not in each case do that. I'm very happy to write to you about it, because I don't want to mislead you in any way, but the most important thing is we're saying scrap the law, end the trial, release him.
Thank you.
Perfect. Well, did you want to come in briefly?
Yeah, just on the Jimmy Lai thing, I mean, and the Vladimir Kara-Murza thing, these are very, very basic sort of, very basic black and white, right and wrong. And the UK does seem to have a bit of a reputation of not kicking off enough in defence of its nationals, whether they're dual national or not. And Jimmy Lai has never been a Chinese citizen. We have a reputation for slightly soft peddling rather than kicking off in defence of our people who are political prisoners elsewhere in the world, Jimmy and Kara-Murza in particular.
I mean, I don't think that's fair, but I mean, I kind of know exactly. I mean, I used to worry about this a lot and always was kicking the tyres as Prime Minister. I'm doing that again as Foreign Secretary. I think the point is you've got to ask what actually works. And so my instinct is always sort of go in, size 10's blazing. We've got to make a fuss about this. We've got to do more. But then you've got to listen to the officials. And it might not change your mind, but it might, because it might be that there's some important ways that we think we might get this done if we make this argument rather than that argument. And so I just don't fall into. I mean, I think let's look at the facts and figures.
So fair enough. In what way has that helped either Jimmy Lai or Vladimir Kara-Murza?
Well, in those cases, we haven't yet met with success. I'm arguing, though, my argument, and I was talking actually to my predecessor about this morning, because he took it. If you look at the whole set of detained people and look at, does Britain do okay on this? I think the picture is a better one. But I feel this is the Prime Minister who was PM when Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe was originally taken. We've got to permanently kick the tyres and ask ourselves, have we done the right thing? Have we raised the right arguments? Have we used the right level of publicity? Have we intervened at the right level? Have we intervened often enough? What works? These are the questions we've got to ask. But I'm a bit like you, but there's a danger of falling into the trap of just thinking if you shout and beat your fist, you get the results. I think it's always worth having that conversation with people who spend a lot of time thinking about it to work out what's best.